All righty, this we have to introduce ourselves all over again.
I know,
JP.
this is a whole new show.
Okay, so if you followed us from our Podcasting Dead podcast, then obviously you know myself and JP. Our friend Matt is not joining us yet. We don't know if he's going to be on or not, but we found
he's
another
being
Matt.
a real stick in the mud. I mean, a real stick in the mud. This guy says, I have time to keep up with 3 shows. His shows are Fear the Walking Dead, which he hates.
Yeah, right.
The
Absolutely.
Flash. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
You can't fit Game of Thrones in there, and then he comes up with
Agents
this whole...
of S.H.I.E.L.D. over Game of Thrones makes
Get
no
out of
sense.
here. I don't even know if I want to let him back into my life, quite frankly.
He crossed the line, but we found ourselves another Matt.
It's a whole other Matt. And he has a
Doing it
beard,
proof,
too.
Yeah.
no kidding, and a little bit taller.
Yeah,
A little bit taller.
yeah, we're really trading up here.
So for our loyal listeners, we invite you to welcome our new Matt.
How's it going?
It's New Matt. Are we going to call him that? New Matt?
That could be
Matt
your name.
Matt Classic. New
There
Matt.
you go, new Matt. So, we talk about The Walking Dead, obviously, on the Podcasting Dead, which if you've not found that channel and
You need to
are a
watch
fan,
it.
go find it.
Or listen to
Podcasting
it.
Dead, subscribe. We talk about that, Fear the Walking Dead, all that. But that's neither here nor there. Today, we're talking about Game of Thrones, and we're
jeez.
excited for this podcast.
Yes.
Whoa, it's crazy. Season 6.
Season 6 is finally here. We still don't know if Jon Snow's coming back or not. And
He looks pretty dead to me.
people want spoiler alerts, but if you are, why are you listening to this if you've not gotten up to season 6 yet?
Agreed.
So do not listen to this if you've not seen the premiere. But we're here to talk about it, and I liked it. What'd you guys think of it? Overview.
I had to watch it a couple times.
Right.
The first time I watched it, I was like, what? It didn't seem like a whole lot happened.
Right.
It didn't scratch that itch.
But then I watched it again. I was like, wow, a lot more happened than I realized.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of season 5. I mean, so much stuff happened in season 5.
Man, I'm telling you, I was, I enjoy it. I'm like you, I was watching, I'm kind of like, okay, because JP kind of gave me a little heads up. It's like, really, you're catching up is what you're doing. You kind of go into each group,
Touching base with
seeing how they're
everybody.
recovering from the finale. And I just love this show. Like, I'm so excited to be
I
doing
know.
this. It's completely different than our other podcast.
I'm just taking this so much more seriously. I mean, this is like Game of Thrones, man. This
almost
ain't no
like
Walking Dead spinoff.
like real history.
Yeah, that's
almost,
what I'm saying. Like the world is really at stake, fellas.
And I mean, it's the only show that I have to actually have a character list beside me because there's
geez.
over 200 credited
I'm going to be
actors on
fumbling
this
with
show.
these
So many.
names.
So
I
many.
apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be fumbling through these names like through this whole show.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, you can't help it. Again, I mean, there's over 200 folks that are credited as actors on this show. I mean, you're bound to. It's just like right here. What is his name? Davos.
Sir Davos, yeah.
I can never remember his name yet. He's one of my favorite
same
characters.
here.
Sir Davos Seaworth.
Kudos. Kudos. Okay, so this
I had to watch the entire series twice to remember that name. So
this guy comes in and just nails it.
I'm telling you.
All right, so starting at the beginning, let's see. We started. The first way I started taking notes was actually with Brienne of Tar, who I was so happy for.
Oh, jeez, I love
when she got accepted.
she was finally accepted.
Because she looked like it was like the guy that's been chasing the girl so long, except for in this case, the guy is a freakishly large woman. But Brienne of Tar is one of my favorite characters. I really like her. She's definitely like in my top 20 because there's a lot.
Absolutely.
I just love how loyal she is and how
She's a total badass.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. I mean, she came in, and when her entrance was awesome, too, because I thought, oh, crap, they've been captured. Back to the castle we go.
Yeah.
Now he's going to cut out Theon's butthole or something. I don't know what he's going to cut out next, but something's going, and then here she comes out of nowhere.
And man, her little squire, he's picking up some skills. Did you see him?
Podrick's doing it.
Yeah.
He really
got
is.
a couple kills in there.
Now, what did we see before that? It started with the episode started right where we left Jon Snow, so we have a few Jon Snow loyalists, and the rest are pretty much
He's
just like F. Jon Snow.
He's discovered by Sir Davos.
Right.
His wolf is howling, and Sir Davos comes out and finds him in the snow, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's dead,"
Yeah.
So they bring him inside, and then Melisandre comes to see him, and she can't believe what she's seeing because she's seen visions of him fighting in the future, and so she's like, "What's going on?" She's like so disillusioned by this whole thing.
So far, her visions aren't for shit.
They really are like the worst visions.
Yeah, she's leading everybody off the edge.
Well, I mean, with everything that happened with Shireen and then with Stannis, she's just kind of like,
and let me tell you,
where do I fit in this?
Right.
thing?
I think you can see that in her too. She definitely looks like not so sure of herself right now. She's seen these visions and she thought she was the chosen one to all of this, but it looks like maybe not. But then again, though, maybe she did get one right because I believe Jon Snow's coming back.
I believe so too.
I think Jon Snow's. I like the theory where they're going to set him on fire to prevent him from becoming a White Walker, but he's half Targaryen, doesn't know it.
Yes.
And that'll bring him back.
Yes.
And he'll be free to leave Castle Black because he's technically served his term to his death.
That would wrap it up pretty tightly.
That would be really cool because that's a fan theory. George R.R. Martin said one fan got it right. There's a fan theory out there he said is correct.
Well, see, Lyanna Stark, which is his mother,
Right.
supposedly is his mother.
Right. Talking about Eddard's sister, right?
Yes,
Right.
his sister, and basically she was kidnapped by Rhaegar, the Mad King's son, and subsequently procreated, and then that baby is supposed to be Jon Snow.
Yeah, because R plus L equals J, right?
Yeah.
I'm super excited. If you've never seen that, definitely look up that conspiracy theory. It's really cool. That's what I like so much about this show compared to other shows out right now is there's so Walking Dead's got their who did Negan kill prediction going on, but this has got so much, and they do so much foreshadow. It's just a very well written story.
What's so great about it is there's so much history before the show even starts, and like you can find that stuff online too. Just Google Game of Thrones, and you'll be able to find it. I mean, but
it's like Star Wars and Halo. They have these expansive universes that
there's so much canon. There's so much canon.
It really is, and so I was really excited to see Brienne of Tar run in there and save the day. And I was just like, when Sansa was like, stumbled through her acceptance.
I actually have that written down.
Oh, do you? What'd you get?
her acceptance speech. She's like, "And I vow that you shall always have a place by my hearth and meat at my table. I pledge to ask no service of you that might bring you dishonor. I swear it by the old gods and the new. Arise." And Brienne, like, she almost cried.
I almost cried listening to you say that. It was beautiful, man.
I want to kneel right now.
Man, now what about Martell? How do you say his name? Doran. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, I kind of thought that was coming from last season, but
yeah, because I mean,
he got it bad.
Ilaria, right? I think that's her name. Ilaria. She was very upset about the death of Oberyn, and especially the Lannisters and King's Landing and all that stuff. And she sees him as weak. He hasn't done anything about it. He just let him go.
Right.
And she was obviously the one who killed Marcella.
Right.
With that kiss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, whenever, I mean, it's the old days. Whenever someone that don't like you tries to kiss you on the mouth, it's a good idea to pull back. You know what I mean? It'd be an instant sign.
There was a lot more disease probably at that point in time.
Clearly that girl never saw Batman and Robin with, Poison Ivy's lethal kiss.
I think it was a little after her time, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Marcella just pulls off the prostate rubber lips.
No shit. Man, I mean, that was as soon as she kissed her, I was like, "Oh, she's so dead."
Yeah, absolutely.
She's dead. That she's not letting that go. But I liked him though. I mean, I know I see her point, but at the same time, I like the guy.
He's level-headed.
He seemed reasonable.
Yeah. He thought about things. He didn't just.
And I mean, she wasn't there to see Oberyn die. It was Oberyn's hubris. I'm saying that right, Oberyn.
Yeah,
Oberyn. Right.
He won the fight.
Yeah,
he would have won if he'd have just finished the mountain instead of.
If he could have waited just a little bit longer, I mean, the mountain eventually dies or kind of dies from the poison.
And I mean, he had him on the ground, defenseless, done, but he's, say their names, and gave him time to kind of get his head back. And I mean, he's responsible for his own death.
Yeah, exactly.
And also too, he accepted. He's the one that stepped up and said, "I'll fight." It's not like they made him.
Yeah,
fight.
And Oberyn was kind of a hedonist.
Yeah,
I mean, he really was. Like, I mean, they even talk about it when they were going up to the throne or whatever. Right there, he's like. He's been with all these women. He's had all these adventures, and she's like, and men too. Like, don't forget about that.
He was just very horny. He liked the finer things.
He liked
in life.
the butthole pleasures.
His son's death. Wow, that was like I want to say I saw it coming, but I didn't have time to see it coming.
I thought it was actually going to be a fight. I didn't think just a pig sticking.
I'm kind of pissed off about it because I feel like he deserved it after the way he behaved. Like, he turned his back.
Assassins don't have much. Genuinely. Don't have much honor unless they're in the Brotherhood, so it's like they need you dead. They're not worried about formantics or honor. They're just here to kill you.
They even tell him that they're going to kill him.
We're here to kill you.
And he picks the one with a whip. You turn your back to the one with the spear. Like, what are you thinking?
That was he definitely. has no one to blame but himself. But God, the graphics on that were awesome.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
No
the
kidding.
spike through the face. I mean, it was just like, whoa. I was watching it actually in the studio on my lunch break, and like when it happened, I had on headphones. I'm sure someone, in here heard me, but I'm like, whoa. I mean, just out of nowhere.
So it looks so authentic. Do you guys know if that's like CGI or if they're actually doing this
It's a
with
stuff
like
film. Is that what you're saying?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure the guy was so devoted to his role. He's like, just give it, just do it.
Just kill me.
You only
Kill
have
me right
one
here
shot
and
at
now.
this, though, so we can't do a retake. But man, I mean, and you know what? Gerard's grayscale makes me really sad. Moving to the next sequence.
Well, see, it kind of makes me wonder, but because as we saw with Shireen, Stannis' daughter, she had grayscale,
Right.
and they were able to stop the progression. So while he is progressing, I'm thinking it'd be awesome if he had a grayscale arm.
Right.
Like just like a really strong
jeez.
rock fist, and then like they were able to stop it. That would be great.
That would be awesome.
But if it's his right hand, and he has to handle the manly duty,
Well, it's his
does that
left
mean?
hand. It's his
Oh,
left
is it
hand.
left?
It's
So
his left
let's hope
hand.
he's not a lefty, because then Stone Wiener.
No more strangers.
Stone Wiener, yeah. Jeez, that would be
Well,
awful.
this is what I love so much about Game of Thrones, because you go, like, you can't, there's no stereotypical, like, for instance, I was going to say, like, with him, I feel like he'll die trying to defend Daenerys. However, that's like the typical, what you feel like is going to happen. So with this show, that's probably not what's going to happen. You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah, he's also completely in love with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like,
As we all are.
yeah,
How
I think
can you
so.
not be?
I'd follow her across
But
the
I mean, how can you not disclose that you've got this disease? I mean, if I just happened to, slap his shoulder or something out of friendship, am I going to get it?
I think it's.
I mean, it's like your
touch,
girlfriend
right?
not telling you she has herpes. I don't like it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how
it.
it works because
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, with Shireen, like she could touch people. I mean, even though they stopped the progression of the grayscale, she still had grayscale.
Right.
But he's
yeah.
freshly infected.
So, but also like from what I've read online and online theories or whatever, is like the Stone Man are so eat up with it that a single touch by them will
Right.
cause you to get it. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, obviously at this point in time, he's not that far along.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it.
You know what? I'm surprised we don't have any theories or any like I was about to say Tywin. Tyrion died like theories out there. 'Cause, he pulls the Stone Man pulls him under the water, and then everything
Yeah.
goes black, and then he's sitting on the shore, and everything's all hunky dory. I don't think he died, but I cannot believe I haven't seen many of those theories.
That
out
never
there.
crossed my mind. No,
You know?
I just thought he was. I just thought he got away.
Yeah, because I mean, it just goes black. I mean, he was getting pulled straight down. But I didn't think so. But I just knew after watching that, like, why have I not seen this all over the internet? I got a good laugh because Daenerys has now reconnected with her old people.
Back with the old band.
She's been captured by the Dothraki.
The old band's
Again.
back together.
They're back together again, and they don't know her,
Right.
But she knows them.
And-
Well, at least knows that they are Dothraki people.
Yeah.
And see, I thought that like Khal Drago was like a superstar in that whole world. I figured they would have caught wind.
I thought he was the ruler of every
This is what I'm saying.
Dothraki.
I mean,
I think he was, but I guess just back in those days, you would have thought though, because they can't spread the word of like what she looks like. But then again, she's got white hair, very distinctive features, not native to really anyone, not common to anyone on the earth. So, you would have thought that would have been the thing.
Yeah.
No, was like, hey, this guy's wife has white hair and
like
all
Khal
that, but-
Drago's banging the king of West or the queen of Westeros, the banished queen of Westeros. You just think that would have word would have spread.
You think so, but
But it
apparently
didn't.
not. I like the dialogue though. I liked when the guy was like, she doesn't look very smart, and the guy's like, she doesn't need to be smart to get done in the butt.
Yeah.
and
and
then
they never do. It's true. I mean,
But then I like what the other guy said. He was like, I like to talk afterwards.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
we're just like dogs.
We're just animals, if we don't talk,
so it's like, some heart there.
I mean, does the
Coming from the
curtain match
Dothraki.
the drapes? I mean, that's what we want to know. Does the carpet match the drapes?
And I love that too. That she, that's been like twice at least we've seen where she's having shit talked about her, and she's right there understanding every bit of it. I really feel bad for her though, because now she's going to go where widows go. I can't remember the name. I wrote the name of the place.
Yeah, I wrote it down too. Vas Dothrak.
That's
Vas
it.
Dothrak, the temple of the Dosh.
Just when you think
Colleen.
things were
it
getting
sounds
good,
really nice.
I thought things were getting.
I mean, it sounds like sandals or something. I don't know. I
It's
wouldn't
the
be
land
that,
of sandals
yeah,
for widows.
I wouldn't be that bummed about going there.
Well, I think Vas Dothrak is supposed to be like the capital city of the Dothraki or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it must be a nice place.
Yeah.
You might not be the queen there.
I mean, I'm sure the amenities are nice.
I love the little dialogue there, where they were like, what the best thing in life was. This guy is saying it's seeing a naked woman for the first time.
Yeah.
And this guy is like,
Kyle Morrow is totally into seeing naked women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that's like
He loves it.
It's nothing better, he claims. Which, I mean, I don't disagree with.
I
I
was
mean,
with him.
touching's a little better than seeing, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. Nothing really beats the just
first
sight,
time,
you know,
the first time seeing
when you touch them with your eyes.
Man, if the Dothraki only had Snapchat.
Oh man, you know what? Actually, I'm going to show you guys when we get off of the podcast. Someone put Snapchat filters on Game of Thrones characters, and it's
man.
as funny as you would imagine. So
I
I'm
am
going to show
so
you guys
excited.
that. I tried to do it with Negan and The Walking Dead. It just wasn't working. But
So do you think Daenerys is going to try to seduce this Dothraki guy to kind of take back over the
I
clan?
wouldn't put it
Well,
past her.
see, Ser
I mean, that's
Jorah-
her best move at this point, right?
Ser Jorah and Dario are coming after her. They found her ring that she dropped. She did that on purpose
Oh,
to
yeah.
let them know that. I mean, I'm sure she knew that somebody was looking for
Yeah.
her. He finds it, realizes they have her, and so they're coming after the Dothraki. I mean, they don't really stand a chance.
I was going to say it ain't much
but,
that you know.
But Dario's very stealthy,
Right.
And we know this because he got into her temple back when he was supposed to allegedly kill her for the
Right.
Second Sons.
With the heads of those other
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That threw me for a loop, too, when they changed actors because, you know, it was this younger, like, you know, pretty boy. And I got a friend that I text about the show all the time. And then it's just randomly, here's this guy. And I'm like, who's banging Daenerys? Who is this guy? And then I heard his name said, and I'm like, oh, they switched actors. Okay.
He's still very handsome, though. You can't deny
Oh,
that.
yeah. He's a dreamy guy. But
Yeah.
just not the same one from the original. I'm
I
like,
think by the time they find Daenerys, though, she's going to be on another throne. I think she's going
Think
to
she's gonna
totally
be
be back over
conquered?
the yeah.
Well, see, Dario is from Bravos, right? Which is where the House of White and Black or the faceless
Ooh,
people
yeah.
are. So, like, maybe he's one of them, and so maybe that explains why he looks different. Could
be.
I don't know. I don't know
be.
for sure.
Man.
And now we've caught up with Arya.
Oh, man.
Who, by the way, the actress, what is it? Is her name Massey? How do you say her name?
Oh, I don't know.
It's Williams is her last name. I think it's. But anyway, she surprised UCLA students with snacks and hung out with them at their own Game of Thrones
Oh, boy.
premiere
That's
party.
fun.
She tweeted, you know, if you're having any students at UCLA are having Game of Thrones parties, send us a picture, you know, yada, yada, hashtag Game of Thrones. When she got one, she went and bought like popcorn and gummy worms and snacks, showed up at their door and watched like, how cool is that?
That is super cool.
It'd be one of those things you wouldn't know what to say. You'd be like,
Yeah, this is a little awkward now. Thanks for showing up, but I mean, you're like not a normal person.
right? I mean, now I'm not going to watch the premiere so much as I'm going to watch you watching
drooling
the
over
premiere.
you.
But what's crazy to me is like she's 19 years old, but she looks like she's 12.
She does.
Yeah.
She
It's insane.
aged really well. Not really, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you know,
that was a
She
big.
still has those like chubby cheeks. Like she looks
Yeah.
like a little kid.
And see, she was in Doctor Who this past season, and like she, matures into a full-grown woman, and you're looking at her, and you're just like, I no, she's not grown up at all.
Where's Needle? This isn't
Yeah.
right. Yeah, she's. I really like her character too.
Oh, me too.
Arya's
Yes.
one of my favorite
Is
storylines.
she going to be the new Daredevil? Is that what's going on here? I mean, she's going to be like a blind ninja.
There's gonna be a crossover, Netflix
Yeah.
and Game of Thrones.
I'm
Daredevil.
waiting for Stick to walk out.
Do we think that she's going to stay blind, or do you think this is just a test from
I think-
from these people?
I think it's kind of like from Bloodsport, like where
Just see if she'll survive.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is blinded, at the end of Bloodsport, and he has to fight his way out.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of like that. It's just more training,
Right.
Just more training.
that's what I was thinking.
Because what is it? Why is that her name? The other girl,
The chick that come out and
Yeah.
beat the shit out of her with a
yeah,
stick.
yeah, essentially, yeah. Like she says, like I'll see you tomorrow, which is
Yeah.
kind of a dig too. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like bitch.
Yeah, I mean, she just come out and was like beating this poor girl. Which I mean, last season Arya handled what's his face like a boss. The child molester
Yeah.
was.
As well, she should have.
What was his name? Simone? Was his name? Simone? And that's the one she killed.
He showed up with the Tyrell guy.
Yeah, because that's the one that back in like season 1 or 2, Tyrion had said when he was like, "You can't threaten the king in front of the king's guard," and he told Bronn, he's like, "Bronn, if Simone speaks again, kill him." And he's like, "That was a threat."
Yeah.
See the difference?
Yeah.
Oh man, and we finally got to catch up with everybody's favorite. Well, most people that I know's
My
favorite
favorite, for
character, Tyrion. We're finally back with him. It's rumored too, allegedly, and of course, these are just what I've read in the forums. And if you're listening to this, I assume you're a Game of Thrones nerd too, and you read forums and stuff. But there's a chance that maybe he's like the long lost
That
brother.
he's Targaryen
Yeah.
as well, because his mother, who died in childbirth, supposedly, rumor has it
Right.
that the Mad King assaulted her, essentially,
Oh, geez.
and that's why the Lannisters kind of went nuts and sieged the city.
Yeah, because there's clues for this. Number one. One of the women was, the woman back in last season. They were him and I don't ever remember this guy's name, but everybody loves him. The bald guy.
Varys,
The real.
Oh, yeah, the
eunuch.
eunuch.
The eunuch, yes.
yeah, Varys.
That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Is I'll never remember his
Yeah,
name.
the
eunuch. They're walking when he first gets to town, and that woman is preaching about Daenerys, and she stops and she stares at Tyrion. He's on the steps, and she just stares at him. And he's like, "Let's go," and he walks away. It's like she could sense something about him. And they show in the previews him looking through the caverns like he's about to stumble onto the dragons. And we see a dragon blow fire. Now, if he is Targaryen, the fire won't hurt him. And that might be like the preview shows the dragon shoot a flame out. As like it shows him kind of.
And it's pretty interesting too. Tyrion used wildfire to stave off the Baratheons
Right.
when they attacked the King's Landing.
And it's like in the preview, you see him looking, and it's like he sees the dragon, and then it shows the dragon blows fire, which the dragon could be blowing fire at anybody, but it looks like it fits in with that scene.
Right.
It could be he gets hit with fire and it doesn't kill him, and he's like, holy crap. Because and then you have the three of them, three dragons.
Yes,
Man,
For
this
three
is all coming
siblings.
together.
Daenerys, Jon Snow,
and
Tyrion.
Let me tell you, what messes me up is with the Targaryens is I played Mortal Kombat all my life, so I want to say Tarkatans, which is Baraka's race of people. So I find myself, I'll be talking to someone, I'll be like, well, the Tarkatans, they're like, there's no, Baraka's not in Game of Thrones. I'm like, damn it, the Targaryens, excuse me. But yeah, so you've got Tyrion. Tyrion and Tywin's name was too close, man.
They are. At least one of them's dead now.
Right. Tyrion, Jon Snow, and Daenerys, siblings that are going to rule the Seven Kingdoms.
Did you guys love that diss fight between Varys and Tyrion?
I loved
that was
it.
really
I
good.
loved it.
When you're
loved
a
it.
guy that's missing your cock, you just need to know you're going to lose that diss battle. There's no comeback for, hey man, you don't have a dick anymore.
That's what I love about the show. It's really hard to, you can predict certain things, but you just don't really ever, like when he said something about being more of a man or less
Yeah.
of a man,
Well, it's like-
I thought he was going to apologize. Like,
I know, that was just
sorry. And then he goes,
mean-spirited.
because you have no
Well,
cock.
it seems like they're just like they're bros now, so they're just like kind of ribbing each other or whatever. And he's like, he tells Tyrion, it's like, I used to steal from people like you when I was a boy. And obviously Tyrion, he's like, well, it's a good thing you're not a boy anymore because you don't have a cock.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's like, "You're not a boy anymore."
oh, if he had done that at the end of it, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a cock. Oh, how you doing?
Now, Marjorie, I think the Tyrells are going to come for her eventually.
Man, somebody needs to come for her. This is when you really miss Joffrey. He would have never let his damsel that happen to her.
hell no!
Uh-uh.
They would. That's
Which-
the one time. I can't believe I'm saying it. The one time
Yeah, you
where
missed
things would have been better
Joffrey.
with Joffrey for a
I
little while.
don't know.
You're
about
not- you
that.
can't-
I'm not convinced. I think Joffrey would just be a bitch. I think he would bitch down just like Tommen.
He did let Tyrion smack him around quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
for
he
a
would have
while.
never let his mother give power to those religious zealots. He
No.
never would have let that happen, and that was what started this whole mess.
Well, it's Cersei's fault because she was trying to basically get rid of Marjorie.
a huge case of karma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The High Sparrow. Now he was in earlier seasons, right? Wasn't he
yeah, I
in
believe so,
earlier
yeah.
seasons?
He appeared last season, right?
No,
Was that
I
his
mean
origin?
before he appeared as the High Sparrow. Wasn't he someone else? Or has he been in another show? Because when I saw him, he looked super familiar.
He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. Is that what you're thinking of?
It might be. Now, here's a good question for you. All right. How do you think Sam is going to react to the news of Jon Snow's death?
He's
I
gonna
mean, that
cry.
really was his saving grace.
Well, see, who knows? Because
I don't know if that's
how,
the right
how
term.
long has Sam been gone? Because he's going to be a maester, right?
Right.
Yeah, has he even made it there yet?
So has he made it there? Has he already had his training? Is he going to be the one that brings Jon Snow back, or
I
is it going
think
to be
he
the Red
probably
Lady?
had just left. Like, he hadn't been long
Yeah,
out.
that's what I'm
They closed the
thinking.
gate behind him before they
Because,
come
I mean,
in.
John's body's barely cold at this point.
Okay.
And another thing I'm wondering, is probably me just missing something. Who did they send that guy to go get help from? The dude they sent to go get help?
Who are you talking about?
You talking about Sir Davos?
Yeah, well, he sent one of the crows to go get help from someone. He's just like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm not the only one who Jon Snow saved my life or whatever, who owes his life to Jon Snow.
Oh yeah, he told him to keep the door shut or whatever.
But didn't he send someone out for help?
Yeah,
but we don't. I don't think we,
We don't know yet.
I don't think
okay,
we know
I
yet.
thought that's something I'd missed. Well, darn.
Trying to find his name. I think I know which one you're talking about. We're talking about I think somebody left. Said I'll be back by
Yeah.
yada yada. Yeah, somebody left. I mean, no, you know who I think he was talking about? The Wildlings.
Oh, go get
That's probably who he's going to go
got
get,
it.
or
Yeah.
at least go get the new leader of the
Yeah.
Wildlings. I can't think of his name, but I really like his character too. He's just got that crazy eyes, man.
Oh,
Like, you know,
yeah.
but he's probably going to get him.
And so
Night's Watch. excuse
Also,
me.
the
Night's
Night's Watch. I mean, they're trying to offer all these things to Sir Davos to basically just to get him to come out of the room.
Yeah.
And he's not buying it. He was like, pretty much as soon as I come out of this room, they're going to kill me.
No, absolutely.
And everybody in this room, because they're basically demanding drop your arms and come out. You know,
Yeah.
with your hands up. It's essentially like a police situation.
No.
Yeah, they definitely want to kill him when they come out. I mean, and it's
There'd be no reason not to. I mean,
now I'm anxious.
Well, see, I think they're afraid because they know that they're loyal to Jon Snow, and so if they keep him alive, you know, they're going to eventually come for them.
Right. Yeah. I like what he said though when he, you know, I mean, at least he might have been a douchebag, but you know, by orchestrating the death of Jon Snow. But at least, again, as you're going to hear this lots in this show because of the names, what's his face, the one that basically was in charge of killing him, said, you know, at least he gave Jon Snow credit when he was like, I feel, you know, he was doing what he thought was right. I have no doubt about it.
I really believe that he thought he was doing the best thing he could do for the Night's Watch.
Right, yeah. I mean, while he's a douchebag for killing Jon Snow, he didn't do it out of like jealousy or spite. I mean, he did it because he's like, this guy's losing his mind.
yeah, he's just super prejudiced against the Wildlings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jon has accepted them and is fighting beside them and trying to get them to join the Night's Watch. And because, I mean, the winter's coming and the White Walkers are coming. I mean, we saw
Right.
that in season 5.
Thorne's too conservative. Man.
Yeah.
Too conservative.
He doesn't realize what's going on. You know, he doesn't see the big picture.
God, that White Walker battle last season was freaking epic, man.
Exactly.
My God, I was sitting on the edge of my seat the whole fight.
And we learned something new with that fight too, is that Valyrian steel can kill White Walkers
Yeah.
as well. Not just the dragon glass.
Yeah, that fight for me was one of those times when you're sitting back going, this is why I love this show. I mean, like, I don't have to have action every episode. Like, I like the premiere. It was not much action. But when it is action, it's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we've covered most. Let's not forget Melisandre.
Oh, jeez.
Looking a little rough without her necklace.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Stannis must be like just rolling over in his grave thinking about slamming into that.
Guys, this is
mean,
why you take her to
yeah.
the pool for your first date.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Before you come in, take that necklace off. Oh, wait, so do we think it was the necklace or the whole getup?
I think it's the amulet, the choker or whatever it is. You know, and it's kind of symbolic in a way too, because we talked about all of the different things that have happened in her prophecies and how they've turned out a certain way, and like now she's feeling disillusioned.
Yeah.
And for the first time, like she's kind of like vulnerable.
Right.
And so I guess that was the whole point of that. And supposedly, like, she's centuries old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is she really, really old, or is just every time she uses magic, it ages her? Like that's the
This is
price
some, like,
she pays.
Covenant
Ooh,
shit.
well,
Right
that's a good theory
See,
too.
that's what I'm
It's
kind of
the way it was on that movie, The Covenant. You know, the more magic they used, the faster they aged.
And in the Scarlet Witch comic book right now, it's happening to her.
Oh, no kidding.
Show enough.
JP, by the way, our resident comic book. Do you read comics
look,
as well?
Matt-
Yeah, I keep up with him. I'm like about 6 months behind on everything.
Oh.
But I use a subscription service with Marvel and kept track
Oh,
of
that's
it.
cool.
Yeah, Matt
That's cool.
and I have gotten to some heated debates on print comics versus digital.
I'm
but
all about the digital, man.
He's crossed over. He's fully crossed over.
I really want to
man.
read. Actually, Game of Thrones has a graphic novel.
They do. I saw it at Barnes & Noble when I was there the other weekend.
I saw I was on Google Play last night, and I saw it on there. I was like, man, I kind of want to get this. It's like $12, I think, for the
Yeah.
first volume.
That's not
And
bad.
the first volume covers a lot of season 1, basically, is
yeah.
what it follows. It's really cool. I want to get it, if nothing else, even though you know the story, just to have. It'd be a
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah,
you know.
$12.
I mean, I'm
isn't
sure
bad.
it's going to be a different take on it too. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to read the books. You know, I haven't read the books yet, but
Myself included. Same here. I saw him at Barnes & Noble. I told my girlfriend, I'm gonna read them.
See, like the high horse I sit on for the Walking Dead podcast, having read all the comics, that you're on that high horse now. Given that if you read all the books,
well, I'm going to.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt I'll be able to finish all all 5 books
By next
before
podcast?
Yeah, by next podcast.
Well, forget about your high horse, pal.
and that brings me to another point. Is like this season is beyond the scope of the books now.
Oh,
This is the first season without the books. I actually have something written down. I don't know if it's completely accurate, but from what I found on the internet, at this point, the stories of Daenerys, Jon, and Bran, the Sand Snakes, and Cersei's are about the same place as where they are in the books.
Oh wow, that's Bran. We hadn't seen.
Yeah.
Seen the lost little brother,
Wonder
and
what he's
we
up
didn't
to.
see him at all last season, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he was
wasn't in
pretty much.
season
He was
5
pretty
at
much
all.
absent, but I think we'll see him this season. But Stannis, Sansa, the Boltons, Marcella, Barristan, White Walkers—they're all ahead of the books,
No kidding.
and Arya, along with the Greyjoys, are behind the books. So like, it's not completely off the books. It's just some of the story arcs have progressed beyond them.
Yeah, there's lots of things left out. So there, that's what's cool about reading the book. You'll jump in, and there'll be tons of things you can. It'll still be a new experience.
Yeah.
So
Those suckers are so thick, though, man.
one of them's like 1,000 pages or
That's
something,
what I'm
man.
saying.
Yeah,
Lord
or
have
more.
mercy.
But so I think we covered that episode pretty good. I'm sure at some point we might have left a little detail
Yeah,
out.
we
But I think
always do.
we covered the we're not paid to do this. This isn't the Talking Dead. We don't have teleprompters.
It's a labor of love.
Right. Not taking anything away from Chris Hardwick. I think he's awesome, as opposed to what the other Matt says. I like Chris Hardwick. But
Do you like Chris Hartwood, Matt?
Hey, I do like Chris Hardwick.
yes!
All right, well.
Was it what? Didn't he host a show on MTV back in the day?
He's go well, yeah.
Sold. Was it what is it?
He was on he's
Singled Out. Was it Singled Out? Was that the name
Oh
of the
man,
show?
I remember that show. I'll
Was
have
that
to go
him?
back and check.
Was that him?
He's done a lot. He was on Boy Meets World. He did something on MTV because on Boy Meets World, he was, I think, on an episode as someone from MTV,
Okay.
maybe himself, like interviewing. He had like the long 90s long hair everyone had. He's got this show, The Nerdist, or something like that, where
podcast,
yeah, where they sit around and talk nerd stuff.
He was also in the movie House of a Thousand Corpses.
No
the
kidding.
Rob
Was
Zombie
he?
film. Yeah.
I have to go
I'm
back.
telling you,
and
to
look for
be
that.
like, what, in his 40s, he looks fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I hope I
had-
aged that well.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, he aged a lot better than Melisandre, that's for sure.
Ah!
No.
Man, you know what? I have sound effects, and I did not think I used them in the.
my titties are stacking.
I think we got this one pretty good.
My hip.
My hip has broken.
falling.
I hope that you guys like this. We'll be doing this. We
I
started
certainly
season
liked
6
it.
in this. We started season 6 in the podcasting, Dad. I refuse to do any other show in season 6. We'll have 6s across the board. I'm not
geez.
really
Oh.
that religious of a person, but
Still,
I don't
that's
want to
bad
chance it
mojo.
with 666.
Evil podcast umbrella.
So if there's a show you like, you want us to cover, if it's in season 6, we'll start at 7.
Mm.
But don't forget, also go find the Podcasting Dead.
Yes.
Listen to that if you're into The Walking Dead. Subscribe. Find us on Facebook. This is the first, we just started this account today.
This is our maiden voyage.
Subscribe. Find us on Facebook, Twitter. I don't even know if we'll be on there by the time you listen to this.
Yeah.
But keep checking back. Just like the other one, we'll do contests.
Yes, we do giveaways. We just gave away a wonderful Negan replica bat. If
right.
you're watching The Walking Dead, this is a nice ship to be aboard. This
It really
is a good
is.
podcasting family.
We
There
hook
are
our
perks.
people up, and
We do shout outs. Oh, yeah, you shout out here? Yeah.
Right.
Shout outs.
Right. I'm feeling the energy, man. It's almost
Yeah.
like one of those people that speaks in tongues there for a second. Just getting into it. But so subscribe, share it with your fellow Game of Thrones. I mean, all we are super fans. We're not on here to we just enjoy talking about shows, and we're like, well, hey, why not just put that on the internet and people can talk with us? So
right.
comment. We love comments. All that good stuff. Any closing thoughts from you fellas?
I don't know.
Oh, there are some things we didn't talk about as far as being on the ship. They burned all the ships.
Oh, right.
yeah.
They burned
No
all
kidding.
the ships.
And that's
Kudos.
her whole ultimate goal is to go back to Westeros and take over King's Landing.
And now she's stuck
yeah, what's she gonna do now?
in Marine.
No, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
That is a crucial plot point.
And also, we're talking about rules being broken. Don't take your eyes off your enemy. I mean, Tyrion and the eunuch just took off running. When I see people running from something, I'm going to go with them. And they're just walking towards it. It could have been another freaking dragon, on a rampage or something. But
Or the Sons of the Harpy or something.
right.
Yeah.
So you don't know. But I enjoyed it. We'll be doing these. These will come earlier. We'll try to do these Mondays. Typically,
Yeah.
we'll try to do these on Mondays and have them out for you so we can be as close to the release of the episode as we can be.
We aim to please.
And I'm Justin.
Wait, are
Which
we
one
going
of y'all go
clockwise or
No,
counterclockwise?
wait. We didn't do this. Hold on. We're learning as we go. We didn't rate the episode. We do that on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Everybody
Okay.
gives an episode a rating 1 through 10,
Okay.
just based on overall. As a premiere, I'm going to give this like a 7.5. I loved it. I'm glad to be back. It was not disappointing, but it just wasn't.
That's fair.
It wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Red Wedding amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was a good comeback. I'm excited. I'm
Moo Moo.
JP.
Who, me? Oh, yeah. I'll give it an 8.3.
Getting oddly specific.
Oh.
I
Very
liked it,
specific.
yeah.
I would like to see your rating system.
Sometimes I give gold stars. I decided not to go with the stars this
Okay.
time.
And Matt.
Well, so I had to watch it twice. The first time I watched it, I gave it a 6.
Right.
Honestly, I didn't feel like a lot happened, but
Because you'd been waiting so long.
yeah,
You wanted
I was
gratification.
so anticipating like just something crazy, especially with Jon Snow being dead, and like obviously nothing really happened with that yet.
Right. I feel it's coming.
But everybody was so anticipating that, but after watching it for the second time, I would give it at least an 8.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There we go.
I like it.
So we got an 8.3, an 8, and a 7.5. Not bad. Not
So, I
bad
mean,
ratings at all.
Right about 7.9, 8 points there.
Yeah, which I think is very fair. Good
Out of 10.
episode, and I'm thinking it's going to get even better as we go on. Because the thing about Game of Thrones I love is, unlike The Walking Dead, where a lot of attention's focused on the finales, or Game of Thrones will just up and off a character in the middle of, like Joffrey was killed on like the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Of that season, I'm expecting it would be at the finale or something big, and you're just
Nobody's
like,
safe.
Is he dying?
And so, I think they did a really good job as far as like carrying over past the books too, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Myself too. Myself too. Look, well, I'm going to explain this too, like on the podcasting dead. I am at work since I talk for a living, so starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, so by 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whenever we record this, half of my language ability is just shot. I've used it. I'm gone. So bear with me with any stumbling I may do or wrong words. But I enjoyed it. I look forward to next week, fellas. We are happy with the addition of Matt. We'll see how the other Matt has this. Maybe we can do a battle of the Matts.
Oh,
Oh well, he's going down.
Oh,
I'm
fired.
I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out right now.
And maybe we'll have you, come in with one of our Walking Dead podcasts, and
Sure.
because it'd be fun.
The
All right.
family's growing. I like it.
It is,
It's
it
like
is.
Justin and I you're our second son. We've birthed another.
I love when we birth beautiful children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really do. We really do, and we raise them right.
Well, I'm glad to be here with my 2 dads.
Covered in placenta.
And
Okay. I mean, that has nothing to do with being born. I mean, I'm just covered in it anyway. But
it's like we'll have a whole nother podcast about that one.
Yep, we
well,
will.
once again, I'm Justin. He's Matt. He's JP.
I'm JP.
Who's actually
don't speak for me.
Your
Don't
name is
speak for
actually
me.
Justin too, isn't
Stop
it?
it.
It actually is Justin.
I would
isn't it?
rather not divulge
we'll
that.
get double date, 2 Matts and 2 Justins. There
Oh
you go.
Lord.
Dude, JM squared. Justin, we're going to work with that. But
Man.
thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.